Hello, we'd like to look at the homework from September 10th. Alright, so let's try to look at these questions together. So first we need to simplify this one. In order for us to simplify this one, what we want to do is we want to get the prime factorization of this number first. So let's try to do that. 126,000. Now, first we can consider these three zeros becoming 1,000. That means 2 5 times, which is 10, to the third power. That's another way for us to express three zeros at the end. How about 126? Aha, that can be broken down into 6 and 2 and 1. Now, this can be 3 and 7. Here we have 2 and 3. So in other words, we have this can be rewritten as 2 to the 3 power and 1 more, so 2 to the 4th power. And then how about 3? 3 squared, you see. And 5 to the 3rd power and 7. So you can easily see that 2 squared can come out from here, and 3 can come out from here, and 5 can come out here, while leaving the other 5 inside and 7 inside. Then here we have 60 square root of 35. That becomes our answer. Let's look at number 2 here for a second. Now we want to expand this one, but in fact, if you look into this one, this is quite nice because this, in other words, 4, but we can rewrite this one as 2 squared to the 1/4 power, which is equal to 2 to the 1/2 power. Then this in fact can be rewritten as 1 minus square root of 2 plus cube root of 3, but we have another square root of 2, so we end up getting 2 square root of 2 squared. Then 1 minus 2 radical 2 plus cube root of 3 times 1 minus 2 radical 2 plus cube root of 3. If you have 1 multiplying all of them, we'll end up getting 1 minus 2 square root of 2 plus cube root of 3. Now if you have to multiply 2 radical 2, here we get minus 2 radical 2. And this one times this one becomes plus. Negative times negative become positive 8. And this one multiplied to the last one, we end up getting minus 2 square root of 2 times cube root of 3. As of now, we're just going to leave them as they are in this way. Next is plus cube root of 3, as you can see here. And this one multiplied to here, we end up getting minus 2 radical 2 and then cube root of 3. And this one multiplied to this one, we end up getting plus cube root of 9. Then let's try to combine things that which we can do. So first we have integers. 1 here, and that's about it. So we end up having 9. How about square root of 2? We have one of them here, another one here, and that's about it. So we end up getting minus 4 square root of 2. How about cube root by itself? We see 1 over here, 1 over here. But yeah, we do have another one, but the value inside is not the same, so we can write it as plus 2 cube root of 3 plus cube root of 9. Now the last one here becomes minus 4 square root of 2 and then cube root of 3. And as of now, we can write it in this way. Alright, let's go for the next question. Here, how are we going to simplify this one? In fact, this is 2 to the 1/2 power. You can see that. Here we have 8, in fact, is equal to 2 to the 3 power, raised by cube root right here, so 1/3 power. and raised whole thing by square root, because square root still covers that. The next one becomes 2 to the 5th power, which is equal to 32, raised by 1/4 power, and then raised by 1/3 power, and at the end it becomes 1/2 power. Then how do you get this one? This simply becomes 2 to the 1/2 power, and this 3 and the 1/3 cancels out, becomes still 2 to the 1/2 power. Here, what we end up getting is 5 over 24 power. Then this becomes 2 to the 1 plus 5 over 24 power, which is equal to 2 to the 29th power over 24 power, 29 over 24 power. That becomes our final answer. Number 4. Now let's say the square root of this expression is equal to that one. How would you do this one? Okay, what if you have to square both sides and see what happens here? If you have to square both sides, then we get 7 minus 4 radical 3 is equal to, here, a squared, and then square of this one, then which will be plus 3b squared. Now, plus the middle term. When you do the FOIL, we'll end up having middle term. 2ab square root of 3. That's what we end up getting. Now, notice, that has to be equal to -4 somehow. And this number has to be equal to 7. Because a and b are the integers. Alright. Then how can we simplify this one? We get to realize that since 2ab has to be equal to -4, we get to realize that ab must be equal to -2. Now, while a squared plus 3b squared has to be equal to 7. What we're gonna be doing is this. Since those has to be integers, then what if you assume a and b will be particular numbers? Such as we can assume that a can be 1 or b can be 1. For example, if a is equal to 1, then b can be equal to -2. Let's see if that makes sense or not. And a can be equal to -1, then b can be equal to 2. Continually, if a is equal to 2, then b has to be equal to -1, and a is equal to -2, then b is equal to 1. But one thing which we get to realize is this: since within the radical this is a positive number, and then so as therefore the number that their sign in the front is positive, so this one has to be a positive number. Then which one could possibly be that obviously it's going to be one of these two, because 1 minus 2 radical 3 would be a negative number, and -2 plus radical 3 also becomes negative number. So we are looking at these two. So these two are out, therefore. So let's look at it. If you put these two values in here, then -1 squared becomes 1, plus 2 squared becomes 4, times 3 becomes 13. It becomes a bit too big. But on the other hand, here we have 2 plugged in, then 2 squared becomes 4, minus 3, plus 3, and then -1 squared becomes +1. So in fact, this will make sense. So therefore, our answer will be 2 minus radical 3. Then a is equal to 2, and b is equal to -1. -1. Alright, great. And that's it. I'll see you later. Bye.